A 17-year-old girl was gang raped by 5 persons in the guise of offering her a ride home from a pub in Hyderabad. Now, this incident occurred on 28th of May. Ladies and gentlemen, when the victim was returning home after a party in the posh area of Jubilee Hills, nothing happened. No action was taken till there was a public outcry, and then too only a half-hearted measures were taken. It must be noted that one of the pounded cars in which the crime allegedly took place has a national flag on the bonnet, which clearly shows involvement of some high-profile person. So the question is, who's really shielding the culprits? Let's debate.
A heinous crime occurs 8 days ago, but no arrests made even after 6 days. After much brouhaha and public outcry, half-hearted action is taken. Out of the 5 accused in the Hyderabad gang rape case, 1 is still absconding. Of the 4 arrested accused, 3 are juveniles. And if sources are to be believed, there are many more than 5 culprits in this horrific crime. Though both the cars used for the crime were pounded within 24 hours, no arrests were made. But why? Who were the owners of the car? And who were being shielded? The vehicle has no registered number plate but a national flag on the bonnet, suggesting that it could belong to a government official.
As we continue to report from here, from Jubilee Hills police station, where the Mercedes-Benz was seized earlier, and now after which we see that the Innova car, also I would like to show you the Innova car here, which has been seized by the authorities. We also were the first to report from here, from the Innova car last night. Also has a national flag, and also they have seized 3 to 4 evidences in this case. A few items have been taken, seized by the police by the clues team and the forensic team.
The police also confirmed that the absconding accused, who is also a minor, is said to be the son of a top politician. Till when will the innocents be victim of this depraved VVIP culture? Till when will cowards be shielded by those corridors of power? Why is justice delayed, and who is delaying it? That's the burning question tonight. Let's debate.
Joining us on the burning question are K. Krishna Sagar Rao of the BJP, Brinda Adike from Bangalore, Mamta Kale, political analyst from the National Capital, Madin Sharif from the Congress Party, Anup Bugudi from the TRS, Syed Asad Abbas joining us from Bengaluru. Let me straight away begin by asking this question to K. Krishna Sagar Rao and Anup Bugudi. Anup Bugudi, unless there was enough public outcry, perhaps there was an attempt, it at least appears, that you wanted to brush this aside. The fact of the matter is that there is a high-profile person. Are you really trying to shield that?
See, first of all, you need to understand what is the brief fact. The public need to know. It's not an hype thing. See, we have terminated Deputy CM, we have removed Minister just for false allegations. Even they are not accused. Here, if you come into the brief fact, incident took place on 28th of May, but the girl didn't say anything to her parents. So then that shifted the girl to Borosa Center, which is taken care by Telangana Government Police Department. On 31st, the girl informed what happened as the first information report, which we called as FIR. And that registered. The girl at the time, she said, some unknown 5 persons vehicle in so-and-so car. So we have seized the advanced car and we have registered the case. Then it was public outrage. See, first of all, any police, if you want to investigate or want to arrest, first there should be a scientific evidence, there should be a technical evidence, and we need to have a solid, we need to have...
Can you explain, Anup Bugudi, can you just explain for the benefit of our viewers, that why did it take so much time for the police to actually get their hands on the main car, which is considered to be the car that perhaps was actually used in the sexual assault? Key piece as far as the evidence is concerned. What took so much time? Is it because it belongs to some high-profile person?
See, first thing, it is not a BJP government, it is a TRS government. You have seen many cases in BJP government. What happened is...
No, I'm not getting into the politics of it. I'm asking you specific questions about the case. I think so. Any citizen of this country will ask you this question. You are at a responsible position. You are at a responsible position rather than deflecting and getting into the politics of it. Can I please ask you, Mr. Bugudi, that is it too much to expect? Is it too much to expect when a gruesome gang rape has actually taken place? What sort of a message are you sending across when one of the key piece of evidence as far as that white Innova is concerned, where there were enough rumors that were doing the rounds that it actually belongs to a high-profile person? You are now saying that, you know, perhaps it takes time.
You have already arrested 4 people for your kind information.
Yes, we know, and one person is still on the run. No, you're coming, Mr. Bugudi, you're coming with stale information. Yes, don't worry, we have been tracking the story very closely. 4 people have been arrested. 4 people have been arrested. One person, one of the main accused in this particular case, is still on the run. K. Krishna Sagar Rao, I want you to come in. I want you to come in. I don't want to get into the politics of it. But the fact of the matter here is the question should be raised. What is it taking so much time? One of the main accused is still on the run.
See, the Telangana police has utterly failed.
I want you to tell Mr. Bugudi.
Investing this case. And I don't know what the representative of TRS is talking and preaching, but it is a clear case of political interference. And it is not BJP which has created politics out of this case. It is CM KCR who, for his political appeasement sake for MIM, has tried to shield and try to hush up this case. It is very evident. Can you ask the man to stop shouting, please? Shavan, can you please ask the man to stop shouting?
Mr. Bugudi, I'll give you the chance to respond. Don't worry. You have a lot to answer tonight. Mr. Bugudi, you have a lot to answer tonight. Let Mr. Krishna Sagar Rao at least make his point here. I'll give you the chance to respond.
Don't worry, you will have enough time to respond. When I'm talking. See, this is a
Mr. Rao, go ahead. Make your point.
Shavan, this is a classic case of a cover-up, which they attempted, and when BJP has risen its voice as the voice of the people, the voice of the weak, and the media has come out and questioned, then they have gone back into trying to fix the problem, but the problem is still not fixed. The investigation has failed miserably because one of the culprits seems to be evading the arrest, and he might have gone, we have reports that he might have even left the country. This is what happens when you delay investigation. And when everything was available, I don't know what he's talking about, scientific evidence. There is evidence which is given by the complainant herself. The car was impounded, and then they know who were in the car. The CCTV footage is clearly showing. So their circumstantial evidence is plenty, but they haven't arrested anybody for 5 days. They have dragged their feet, and today they haven't named 2 majors who are the criminals in this case, accused in this case, and the 3 juveniles have been arrested. So where is this one juvenile or the major?
Mr. Bugudi, you are hearing. Mr. Rao, you've made a point. That's a very important point you're raising. Brinda Adike, I'll also come to you. Anup Bugadi, I want you to, in 30 seconds, to respond. These are serious allegations that have been leveled by the BJP. Are you trying to brush this aside? Are you trying to avoid the names of other people who could be involved?
See, the evidences are very clear. Nobody can escape from the judiciary. Evidences are very clear, and we have arrested 4 people. And first of all, in order to produce in the court, we need to record a statement in front of the magistrate. Simultaneously, we need to establish the evidence. Then BJP people need to understand if they don't know, rather than simply creating mess out of it. But we are not killing anyone, whomsoever it may concern. Conflict countries. Today is good, tomorrow might be neither. Why the hell we leave the people?
You are not in a position to shout. You are not in a position to shout.
Mr. Rao, allow me to bring in others also. There are others who have been waiting in this debate very patiently. Mr. Bugadi, you made a point. You are still sticking to the fact that evidence collection takes time. We all know that. All of us who are here in the panel today, we all have some experience of covering such matters. And we do know evidence does take its own time. But Brinda Adike, you followed similar cases also. I want your understanding of the situation. Does it appear to you that this was a little delayed action on the part of, I'm not saying that just the government here, but the fact of the matter, we're dealing with a case, a 17-year-old at the end of the day. For God's sake, let's understand the seriousness of this matter. A 17-year-old was gang raped. Do you believe that there was some sort of a delay in acting in this particular case?
Absolutely. Mr. Buguri says that the girl came late and police immediately filed an FIR. And if you know, sir, the FIR that was filed was outraging modesty, 354. When the girl would have told Bharosa unit, where there are people who are trained by the government, that the girl was sexually assaulted and abused, and immediately POCSO should have been the FIR, not 354. Anyway, after a lot of hue and cry and the media channels brought this up, there was POCSO and the other sections that were registered. Now you said that you also have found 2 vehicles. Have those people, owners of these vehicles, been arrested? Have they been brought to court? That is a big question. If the girl has given you the names of the people who assaulted and abused and raped her, then should not a bolo be out by your government and the police? Because that is what the police must do. You said that they are professionals, that they haven't done a shoddy job. But looking at what all has not happened, that should have been part of the SOP, we can only gather that probably somebody is being shielded.
Why was it not done,
something is being covered.
Why was it not done, Mr. Bugudi? Why now you will say, now Mr. Bugudi, will you say Brinda Adige has a vast experience. She's raising very pertinent questions. These are not political questions. Mr. Bugudi, you can't keep in the garb of saying that these are political backlashes that you're actually facing. Now, you can't say that what Brinda Adige is asking, it's political in nature. So I'm really hoping that you would at least respect the sentiments and at least, like someone who's responsible, someone who is a responsible citizen, will you please respond in a responsible, matured manner by telling us as to why there was a delay in the first place?
See, first of all,
rather than patting your back?
Even I'm an advocate. I've dealt many cases like this. See, in a hurry, if you rush and if you give a notice, if you arrest everything, if there is no scientific evidence, there is no technical evidence, it will not stand in the court. Even Brinda Adige knows that very well.
Can you, Mr. Bugudi, for God's sake, can I please expect some sort of a direct answer from you? Yes, Mr. You're not addressing, Mr. Bugudi, you are not addressing to Mr. Bugudi, you must understand this. You must understand this. There is palpable anger. Rather than patting your back for once, please answer us directly. Brinda Adige is asking you a direct question. Have you or have you not brought the owners of those 2 vehicles? Let's put out those 2 vehicles. The red Mercedes, the white Innova. Have you or have you not brought? No, how much time do you think you will be taking? How much time is very adequate to you?
I think they are under custody. They will discuss it. Once they get all the clues.
You can't think, you have to state.
Mamta Kale, do you think Mr. Bugudi is making any sense? Brinda Adige has made some fantastic points. I think so every responsible citizen will be asking this question tonight. And I think so it's a duty of everyone in power to at least respond in a mature manner, especially in an incident like this. Mamta Kale, are you really satisfied with whatever Mr. Bugudi has been saying right from the start of this debate?
Thank you, Shawan. I am not at all satisfied. In fact, I am very anguished and angry at Mr. Anup Bigudi. The way he is, dealing with the whole thing, he's so casual, he's smiling, he's laughing, he's screaming his lungs out. For heaven's sake, he needs to understand that he's talking about
Mr.
a minor
Bugudi,
girl who has been brutally gang raped.
Unfortunately, yes, absolutely, Mamta Kale, you're absolutely right. Unfortunately, political leaders here feel that they can get away with anything.
Politically. You people are doing political.
Do not
Let me alert
scream,
you.
What is
sir.
political?
Do
Do you
not
mean to say
scream.
what
Do
is
not
political
scream.
about?
You,
What is?
first
I
of all,
want
you answer the
Mamta Kale and
questions.
Brinda Adige to be here. What is Mamta Kale and Brinda Adige? What have they got to do with political links here? Mr. Bugdi, you are smiling away. You're smiling away to glory. And trust me, every person who's watching you tonight will be asking you this question. Do you really feel that you can actually get away by smiling here? And you will get away by just simply saying that, look here, it's a due process. It's going to take its own time.
Police department is working hard.
You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself, Mr. Bugdi.
Whatever action is going on, your reporters are continuously following.
Do not scream.
What action are you
Mr.
talking
Bigudi,
about?
do not
Brinda
scream.
Adige,
Not enough.
Brinda
Please
Adige and Mamta
understand
Kale,
This is not enough.
I want both of you to take on Mr. Bugdi and
Talk
tell him
about your government.
that can you really get
understand
away?
that you're supposed to take the responsibility. Where is that minor of absconding? Why you and your government and your police is shielding that rapist? He's not a minor. He may be somebody's son. You know, he may be the son of an influential politician. Do not scream. Do not scream. Understand that you're talking about a girl. Do not scream. Do not scream like this. Do not scream. Do you remember that 26-year-old veterinary doctor when she was gang raped in Hyderabad? Your police had actually shot four rapists. They all were shot dead. What? Where is that fourth? Where is the fifth? Where is the fifth rapist? Where is he? Where is he? You answer. You answer me that. Where is that rapist? Why didn't you, your government and your police arrest that minor, that rapist till now? How can you take rape so casually?
Sean Saab, can I come in now? Sean
No, it's
Saab,
become a fashion
I'd like
right
to-
now for political leaders. Unfortunately, Mamta Kale, no matter how much you and I can question those who are in power to act in a responsible manner, you will just want to get away. You could just simply dub it as a political question.
can I come in,
Brinda
my
Adige,
friend?
I want you to come back, and also Syed Abbas, who's been waiting here. Syed Abbas, for once, I'm really hoping, as a responsible citizen, you will not be siding with people like Mr. Bugudi, who's very well saying that, look here, it's going to take some time. Evidence collection takes its own time. So what can we really do if the fifth accused is on the run? So be it. Someday he might be arrested. I don't know. That kind of attitude, that cavalier
Sean
attitude.
Saab.
Are you okay with it, Syed Abbas?
Shawan Saab, first and foremost, let me register that on your show, Shawan Saab, that the fact of the matter, this country and the politicians here need to know what the power of a woman is. I'm testimony of the fact of the good work done by my good friend Brinda Adige, and I know that Mamta Kale has been a strong woman. The fact of the matter is like the George Orwellian saying, all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than the others. Why do these politicians many a times get away, be it any party? Why does the BJP party support a Kuldeep Sengar who's a rapist, accused, convicted? And why does a party like a BJP take out protest rallies to support
Once
the
again,
rapist?
just let me remind you,
The fact of the matter is,
Syed Abbas, I have no
why do
business.
all
I'm not here
political
protecting
parties,
anyone.
Any political
No,
party,
one second.
Shawan Saab,
Kuldeep Sengar
any
has already
political
been
party,
charge sheeted.
be it TRS,
One second.
yes,
Syed
that's
Abbas,
what I'm
Kuldeep
saying.
Sengar
Be
has already
TRS,
been charged.
be it Congress.
I'll leave it to the BJP spokesperson on the panel, but
Yes.
you know,
Allow me 10 seconds, Shawan.
let him respond. Let him respond. He's going to respond to you. Krishna Sagar Rao, respond. The allegation has been leveled against your party is that you have been protecting a Kuldeep Sengar.
Nobody is protecting anybody, and I'm sorry that when we are discussing a specific rape case involving a minor girl and it's a heinous crime which is being delayed investigation, I don't know why the gentleman is bringing BJP into picture when TRS is the party there. Is he shielding MIM by any chance?
Who have crimes against
Are you trying to shield MIM and TRS by any chance?
Who have crimes against
Why are you
women?
changing the goalpost? Why are you changing the goalpost? Why are you bringing BJP?
No,
It
sir,
is
you are
BJP which has
answerable
ensured
Once
the
again, Syed
investigation.
Abbas, Krishna
does
Moves
BJP
forward,
give
Mr.
tickets
Abbas.
to those who have
Mr.
crimes
Abbas,
against women?
are you
Can
defending
you answer
MIM?
me? Mr.
Or are
Rao,
you defending
why do you give
MIM and
tickets
TRS
to
on the
those
show?
men who
Or
have
are you
crimes against
advocating for
women?
them? Now, why are
Can
you
you answer that?
bringing BJP?
Sir,
BJP fought
I
for
am
this girl.
against All
It is
political
because of
parties
BJP.
who
No,
give
one
tickets,
second, Syed Abbas.
all political parties
Mateen Sharif
who give
also.
tickets.
No,
It's
Syed
a shame
Abbas.
that
No,
you
the
bring
Syed Abbas.
into,
Syed Abbas. No,
this
unfortunately, Mr. Rao. Let me take this. Let me take this a little forward right now. It's very unfortunate that tonight, when we should be asking those who are responsible, who are at a responsible. Mr. Rao, let me take this question right now. Syed Abbas. It's very unfortunate on your part, someone, a responsible citizen like you, rather than asking a question about what has really happened in Hyderabad, what has happened to that fifth accused who's on the run, who is the real owner of that Toyota Innova. You are more interested in asking a question about Kuldeep Sengar, a man who's already been charged by the Central Bureau of Investigation.
Allow me 10 seconds, I will answer.
Please ask me, give me a direct answer. We are talking about what has really happened. What has happened to the 17-year-old girl? 17-year-old girl,
yes.
Shouldn't she get justice? Shouldn't she get justice?
This is happening.
And don't you have a problem? Don't you have a problem with the fact that the fifth accused in this particular case is on the run? And if you go by what Mr. Rao is claiming, Mr. Rao is claiming that this fifth accused in this particular case could have gone away, could have left the country. Doesn't that bother you?
Allow me to complete my point. 10 seconds, it certainly does bother me. Rao Saab, I'll hear you. I have great respect for you. But the fact of the matter, let me be conclusive and say this, Shawan Saab, that the fact of the matter here is that be it MIM, be it a TRS, Congress, BJP, these political parties need to know that they need to stop giving tickets to those who have crimes against women. We see MLAs, MPs of different parties, not just the BJP. They need to stop, because that is where we nip it in the bud. If our own politicians have sexual crimes against women cases running among them, what will they respect women? I have a mother, I have a wonderful sister, I have a daughter. What if this happens to any of them? Will you take responsibility? Stop giving tickets to these MLAs, MPs who have crimes against women. Only then we can stop the buck. Be it a TRS, be it a MIM, be it the Congress or the BJP. Because these so-called political leaders, because of their filth, their corruption, and their no respect for women, this is why it is happening. And when any leader, let me tell you, a minor was raped,
I'm running out of time, so I'll give a word to
in support of the rapist.
Mateen Sharif. I want Brinda Adike to come back. I want Brinda Adike to come back. And Mateen Sharif also on the screen right now. Brinda Adike. One second. It is much better. It is much better to give someone like Brinda Adike more time, because she's raising the most pertinent questions here, rather than getting into deflecting the issue and then talking about Kuldeep Sengar right now. Brinda Adike, it is refreshing to actually hear someone who's raising the right questions here. You've spoken about, it does appear, we do not know, it does appear at this point in time that there is some sort of a cover-up. Mr. Bugadi is no longer with us right now in this panel, otherwise I would have gone back to him. I want Mateen Sharif to at least respond to this. Political leaders can respond to it. Brinda Adike, it's very clear when you're asking a direct question to Mr. Bugadi about whether at all the owner of the car has been arrested, there is no answer from them. They say there is evidence that is being collected. But the fact of the matter is that had we acted a little earlier, perhaps the situation could have been very different.
You're absolutely right. What the police have done very categorically, very systematically, is to wipe out evidence and dilute the evidence also. How is it that they got these cars and they don't have registered numbers? This is digital India. Are they trying to fool the people and say that they've got the cars but they can't find the numbers and who it belongs to? They must not treat the citizens as if we are fools. They must know that this was the same Hyderabad police. In the Disha Ravi case, they got those alleged culprits within 2 days and did everything else in the next 5 days. So we don't want to say that they are unprofessional and shoddy, but here we absolutely have to say with which the manner in which they have been going about in this case, filing 354, then saying that these are missing, so they didn't get the names. Now somebody says that they might have left the country. They did not do anything that they were supposed to have done, which means the politicians are involved.
Let me bring in Mateen Sharif.
Not going to be served in this case if the politicians continue.
No, Syed Abbas, you have spoken. I want Mateen Sharif of the Congress party to also now come in.
Who have crimes against women.
No, I'll keep that. Syed Abbas, some other day when we can talk about whether politicians should be given tickets or not. I'm not right now concerned about that. I'm certainly concerned that there is a fifth accused, Mateen Sharif. There is a fifth accused in this particular case who's on the run. I'm more concerned about whether at all the police is actually going to act on it, whether at all the police is actually going to arrest the real owners of the cars. That is the bigger concern right now. Mateen Sharif, will you or will you not make the same demand from the government that they should be acting on it?
Mr. Shravan, this case has proved that investigation is the different for the poor peoples and different investigation for the VIPs. After the case has been registered, 4 to 5 days, KTR, the minister of the TRS party, they have tweeted and given order to the